Hey guys, the Classic Physique Olympia has just wrapped up, and as I predicted, Chris Bumstead secured his 5th Olympia title. Chris looked absolutely amazing today and showcased his trademark conditioning, width, and density. In my opinion, the battle was closer than last year between Ramon and Chris. However, in all seriousness, everyone was, fighting for second place. Now, before I go any further into the video, a like and sub would be much appreciated as it helps grow the channel. With that all being said, let's take a look at the Classic Physique Olympia final call-out. Here's the first shot, the front double, and from left to right we have URS, CBUM, RAMON, and BREON. Starting with URS, he brought a phenomenal package here tonight, securing himself 3rd place. His conditioning was spot on, and his structure was extremely competitive here. However, his arms and back don't necessarily look dramatically improved from the Arnold Classic. Now, CBUM looked much better here than last year in this pose, as both biceps looked really full and symmetrical. His structural advantage is extremely dominant here as well, and he possessed great thin skin conditioning. Ramon, who took 2nd place, has those freaky forearms and, some outstanding calves and great quads too, and quite possibly the best midsection in this pose. He lacked a bit in the lats, however, his V-taper is top tier. Lastly, looking at BREON, he looked really good for himself. Although his quads do lack a little bit of sweep, he presented an imposing upper body and insane conditioning. Like I said in my earlier prejudging video, this one kind of boils down to CBUM versus Ramon. CBUM still has the slight conditioning edge and a better V-taper, however, Ramon looks very comparable here. Personally, this pose could go either way between the two competitors. In the side chest, all of these guys looked spectacular. Immediately though, I would have to give URS the last place spot in this pose. His chest is, just the least thick, and his legs show the least amount of size and detail compared to the other two guys. And by the other two, I mean that Chris easily won this shot in prejudging and handily takes it here too. So it really comes down to BREON and Ramon as those other two guys. Now, Ramon has better structure, overall structure, and some crazy arms. However, BREON has an insane delt. I mean, look at it, guys. What the hell? I mean, it's crazy. A more impressive strided chest and better side leg development and conditioning as well. Now, personally, I've got to give this one to BREON between the two. However, it is super close. Regardless, though, CBUM just has too much detail in the leg, as well as an overwhelming amount of size. Here's the rear double, and like I said earlier, URS's back is kind of a weak point still. His smaller arms and weaker back land him in 4th out of all these guys. The other 3 guys seem to be in a league of their own from the upper body, as all 3 of them have insane backs. BREON and Chris seem to have the 2 best though, while Ramon isn't too far off. Ramon just needs more width to compete with CBUM, and if he gets that, he will be extremely competitive. Lower body wise, I have to give to CBUM. I mean, BREON and URS look extremely comparable, and Ramon has insane glutes, but Ramon also, doesn't have the best hamstrings here. It does leave something to be desired. Now, I do think that this pose is really a battle for 2nd place, as Chris's total completeness and, that insanely thick, dense back, wide width, everything is just insane, amazing legs. I think all of those things put him in the winner's seat. Ramon and BREON could be interchangeable here in my opinion, but I would probably have to give Ramon the nod. Here's the ab and thigh, and here the battle is definitely super close. All 4 guys have amazing structures and look super good in this pose. Unfortunately, Chris isn't hitting the vacuum shot, which would annihilate the competition. However, he does look pretty decent with a crunch down on his abs version. I would give Chris the win because of that vacuum shot if it was here, which was seen in both the prejudging and the finals. However, Ramon and URS's vacuum shots are rather comparable too. URS can hit a very, very deep vacuum like Chris, and if that version was on screen, I'd have to give him 2nd place due to the structural similarities. Ramon and BREON both hit a shallower vacuum pose, which almost leaves something to be desired. However, I would have to give Ramon maybe 3rd place because of his insane quads, and BREON 4th because his X-frame and V-taper are the least desirable. Alright, so that about does it for the 2023 Classic Physique Olympia. CBUM defended his title and became a 5-time Olympia champion. However, Ramon and URS are fast approaching in terms of size, conditioning, and presentation. BREON looked great too, all things considered, showcasing extra fullness and freshness. However, I think his lack of quad sweep really held him back against these guys who have the best quads out there in the division. Just if you didn't know, Terrence placed 5th today, which, completely shocked me, as I thought he would place 2nd, considering all the improvements he made in conditioning. Anyways, though, I agree with the outcome of the Olympia, and I loved watching these guys pose. Let me know down below what you guys think of the Olympia Classic Physique, and I'll see you all very soon for the 2023 Comprehensive Men's Open Analysis.